Human Resources Management, HRM, and Pfeiffer's work.
HRM as an academic discipline has developed dramatically over the past 2 decades. There is ample evidence supporting the observation that the development of HRM theory and practice have transformed and elevated the HRM function from a purely reactive function, mainly on administration and bureaucracy, to a proactive function actively pursuing strategy and integration. Thus, HRM is increasingly seen as a legitimate business activity linked to organizational strategy and to the achievement of competitive advantages. 54 It has been noted that one of the reasons for such a shift in emphasis is that some of the traditional sources of competitive advantage, including technology, economies of scale, and patents, have greatly diminished in value over time. 55 At the same time, it is the employees per se, or the workforce in general, who have emerged as an important source of competitive advantage. This has had a direct impact on the practice of HRM in that effective HRM is widely considered to be the key to realizing this potential from the employees for the firm. 56 In line with the perspective that human resources are a critical source of competitive advantage for a firm, HRM, as a discipline, has developed a strategic focus. Strategic HRM, or simply SHRM, is primarily concerned with the alignment of HRM policies, practices, and plans with the overall business strategy. More practically, the HR function looks at how the firm selects policies, practices, and structures that best fit the particular business strategies being pursued, enabling the effective management of people within the firm so that firm-specific goals can be pursued and attained. 57 A number of best practices regarding the practice of implementation of SHRM have emerged. In fact, the overriding objective of best SHRM practice is to promote employee commitment and employee motivation that is expected to produce employee development and positive economic performance, thus yielding a competitive advantage for the firm. 58 For some scholars, the underlying guiding principle of best practice is the adequate valuing and rewarding of employee performance. 59 Huslid developed a list of 13 high-performance work characteristics that he believed constituted best practice. 60 Inspired by Huslid's work, Pfeiffer outlined 7 best HR practices of successful firms, including employment security, selective hiring, extensive training, communication, self-managed teams, high compensation relative to performance, and the removal of barriers. 61 These are further elaborated. 1. Employment security. Pfeiffer argues that employment security is underpinned by the other 6 HRM elements, asserting that it would be unreasonable to require employees to commit to the firm if the company in turn could not offer some form of ongoing employment security to the employee. A reciprocal arrangement fosters mutuality between the firm and the employee and has the propensity to contribute to the development of a positive psychological contract between the parties. 62 Encouraging an employment relationship characterized by openness and trust. 63 2. Selective hiring. Utilizing selective hiring practices is the second HR area addressed and viewed as a potent way to achieve competitive advantages. 64 Although Pfeiffer asserts that firms must hire individuals who have the required knowledge, skills, and abilities, firms also need to ensure that prospective employees possess the necessary characteristics of trainability and commitment. 65 The latter has been a practice of high-performing firms in that they hire for attitude and train for skills. 66 Of particular relevance is the notion that firms need to employ candidates who fit the culture of the firm. 67 3. Extensive training. It comes as no surprise that organizations expend considerable efforts and resources in ensuring that they are sourced with the best possible talent. Once a pool of talent is hired, firms need to ensure that the employees are fully harnessed and utilized. In order to execute this well, firms must be in a position to provide T&D opportunities that enable the employees to remain at the cutting edge in their respective fields. Thus, A long-term orientation and commitment to T&D, although costly from a purely financial perspective, is an absolute must-do for leading-edge firms. 68 Various scholars have pointed out different T&D emphases, including training in interpersonal skills and teamwork giving rise to multi-skilling, which enables them to perform across functions. 69 Technical training, 70 and training in knowledge and skills suited to the nature and strategy of the business. 71 In any case, the provision of T&D generates a sense of mutuality, showcasing the firm's commitment to ongoing, purposeful, and involved employment longevity. 72 4. Communication. Communication and information sharing is the fourth dimension outlined by Pfeiffer. Open, honest two-way communication must be encouraged at all levels. This provides a number of benefits. First, it ensures that employees are informed about financial, strategic, and operational aspects. Second, it conveys both symbolic and substantive messages about equitable and fair treatment of employees, thereby creating trust. Third, it encourages active employee contribution. Fourth, it has been noted that effective communication has the capacity to raise workforce awareness of organizational objectives and imperatives and to encourage greater commitment toward the attainment of strategic goals. 73